Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, welcome to another episode, and in this one we're going to do the player rating for Jamaica versus Panama. Now, as most of you already know, Jamaica is headed back home. They were kicked out of the CONCACAF Gold Cup by Panama in what some may call an embarrassing display, a trashing. Simply put, Jamaica were flogged comprehensively by the Panama team, who didn't seem to have broken a sweat on the day. They played some quality stuff. Or was it that Jamaica was so bad? At one point, the commentator said he could not see this Jamaica team qualifying for the World Cup. And it got me thinking, because at the rate at which Jamaica is going and that performance that they gave against Panama, it's not motivating. It's not inspiring, not one bit. But I won't get to that. That's for another video on another day, maybe on another platform. Who knows? We're here to do the player rating. Jamaica versus Panama. Who were the standout players? Were there any standout players? Who was Jamaica's best player on the evening? All these questions, we'll answer them and more later down in the video. But remember, smash the like button and subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. And let me get this out real quick. So for that Halftime TV fan who was telling me to believe, for context, those who are just hopping on, I posted a video yesterday, I believe it was, and I gave my prediction for the game Jamaica versus Panama. Now, I was being hopefully optimistic, and I predicted it being 1-1, because obviously I wanted Jamaica to go through, but I couldn't see Jamaica beating the Panama team. So, being on the fence, I was like, okay, we're using a little bit of logic. Jamaica has some quality, but also acknowledging that the Panama team only needed a draw to secure the top spot. I said, okay, a draw. Someone in the comment section came and said, hey, you need to believe, you don't believe. I told him I needed to believe, but I also needed to use logic. And the fan said, we need to throw logic through the door. For that, fan, please comment on this video and tell me how you're feeling this morning. How you're feeling this morning, having thrown logic through the door, having seen Jamaica suffer that 4-1 defeat and being kicked out of the 2025 Gold Cup. I'm curious to hear it. But over to the player rating. Who were Jamaica's top players on the day, if any? Let's get to it. Andre Blake, I believe the game that Andre Blake had before the Panama game, the game against Guadeloupe, where we saw those fantastic saves and everyone was waxing lyrical, cheering him on, basically celebrating how great a goalkeeper he was. It was the high, and then this game against Panama is one that he'd want to forget. Some may say the low. I think as a goalkeeper, it gets dark real quick, and primarily because as goalkeepers they don't have anyone to correct their mistakes, right? So you know, if you're playing in midfield or if you're playing a striker role, or even if you're playing a defense role, you have someone to mop up after you. That's not the case with a goalkeeper, and that's why most times when I'm on here, and having been a goalkeeper in the past as well, I'm a little bit more lenient with goalkeepers because they don't have anyone to correct their mistakes. So you'll have players on the pitch who make 10-15 mistakes for the game, and those mistakes are corrected by other players who are able to correct those, or to ensure that the mistakes don't cost the team. For the goalkeeper, not the same. Not the same. Usually, when a goalkeeper makes a mistake, it ends up in costing the team either a goal or something else. So, Andre Blake, as far as ratings go, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 for Andre Blake. I think he didn't really have much help, and it may very well be 4. If someone in the comment section says 4, I won't argue with you. But the only reason I'm giving him 5 is because, again, there isn't anyone to correct his mistakes. Okay? Andre Blake, 5 out of 10. I think he had one of those games that will not be one of his strongest. He will not want to remember this one. 2 of the goals, we may very well say Andre Blake should be doing better on those. But at the same time, I just think it's one of those situations where when it's going bad, it's going bad. It's going awful. And that's the situation with Andre Blake in that particular game against Panama. Mind you, we had a good game against Guadeloupe, but in this game against Panama, nothing was going right. And not only for Andre Blake, it seemed to be the case for the entire Jamaican team. Andre Blake, 5 out of 10. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. On the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Amari Bell. I think he was one of Jamaica's higher-rated players on the evening. I'm going to give him 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10 for Amari Bell, primarily because he got on the score sheet. Jamaica's only goal in the game. He didn't look too bad defensively either. So Amari Bell, 6.5 out of 10. I won't even go too much into explaining. For the centre back pairing, Ethan Pinnock, Richard King, I'm going to give both of them 5 apiece. On the right hand side, Dexter Lembikisa, I'm going to give him 4. And you may ask, why am I giving Dexter Lembikisa 4? I think in 20 minutes into the game, Jamaica was down 2 goals to nil. 20 minutes in. And Dexter Lembikisa played a key role in that. It was his fault, and I know folks are going to come out there and say, oh, but he didn't look too bad or whatnot. It was his fault, his lapse, he was too weak, and as a result, the Panama attacker got in and got on the score sheet. We have to be stronger, and I came here in the previous video and I said that Dexter Lembikisa was one of those bright sparks in the Jamaican team, and I think he was bright going forward as well. Having gone down 2-0, the coach made some tactical switches. Dexter Lembikisa solo run on the right flank there, got across over Amari Bell, tucked it away. And as a result, I'm giving him 4. I'm giving him 4. Had he not gotten that assist in, it would probably be 3 or 2. So Dexter Lembikisa, 4. Richard King and Ethan Pinnock, I think I gave them 5. I gave them 5 before. Let's scrap that. Scrap that. We're going to cut that piece out. We're going to give Richard King and Ethan Pinnock 4 as well. And we're going to give Dexter Lembikisa 4.5. So Amari Bell 6. Richard King and Ethan Pinnock 4 apiece. Dexter Lembikisa 4.5. Joel Latibo there, according to Opta and the other statisticians, they said he was Jamaica's best rated player in the first half. I think he was good, but because again the quality of the Jamaican team was so bad, I don't know. But overall, I think he gave maybe a 5 performance. 5 out of 10 for Joel Latibo there. Jonathan Russell, I don't know if he played. I didn't see him for the entire game, so we're going to assume that he played. I'm going to give him a 4 because, as I said, I'm assuming that he played. I didn't see him for the entire game. So for appearance and for possibly enduring however long in the game he endured, we're going to give him 4. Show up, appearance fee. Leon Bailey, in the first half, he was trying his best to get something. He was trying to do everything. He was trying to get it clicking. He was trying to make something happen for the Jamaican team. I don't know, nothing seemed to be coming off except for that shot from Ishmael Diaz that came off Leon Bailey and ended up in the back of the net for Jamaica. So that's the only thing that came off of Leon Bailey on the evening. We're going to give him a 4.5 as well. So Leon Bailey, 4.5. Dexter Lembikisa, 4.5. Joel Latibo there, we're giving him 5. Ethan Pinnock and Richard King, 4 apiece. Amari Bell, 6. Andre Blake, 5. That's the ratings so far. Demari Gray, same thing as Leon Bailey. I think he was even poorer than Leon Bailey on the day. I'm going to give Demari Gray 4 out of 10. Nothing, he didn't offer anything. I won't even say Panama team nullified the Jamaican attack because I could not see the Jamaican attackers trying to do anything. It was slow, it was lethargic, it lacked vision, it lacked inspiration. I couldn't see them doing anything. I couldn't see Jamaica getting back into this game at any point in the game. And even during certain phases where Panama allowed the team to have ball possession, it's almost as if they did not know what to do with it. Demari Gray, 4 out of 10. Warner Brown, first half, an opportunity to score to get Jamaica back into it before Amari Bell scored. he fluffed his lines, scratched my head. A couple minutes later, he should have won a penalty. Some may say didn't work out. Referee decided against it after a 10-minute VAR check. Warner Brown, again, one of your poorer games for Jamaica. I'm gonna give him 3.5. So Warner Brown, 3.5 so far. Didn't give us anything. Didn't give us anything whatsoever. I almost as if he was a passenger on the field. And I know folks are asking, that's 10 players. Where's the other one? Casey Palmer. He was, in my opinion, Jamaica's worst player on the evening. I'm going to give Casey Palmer 2 out of 10. And this is me being generous, mind you. 2 out of 10 for Casey Palmer. May not be by any fault of his. As I said in my reaction video, it may very well be what the coach asked of him on the evening. We know he's a good player on his day. He was trying to get those passes forward. He was trying to be bright. He was trying to offer something for the team. But on the day, like, I think he forced a save out of the goalkeeper. So that's something to that's one of the reasons why he got 1 point, and the next point is appearance. So 2 points. Yeah, 2 points, 1 for appearance and 1 for that shot that he forced the save from the goalkeeper. Otherwise, again, he cost Jamaica 50% of the goals that we conceded. Conceding a penalty that the Panama team tucked away. Ishmael Diaz tucked it away expertly, sent Andre Blake the wrong way. And he also, for that last goal that Panama scored, playing around with the ball in midfield, and he was robbed of it. Soon as he lost the ball, he looked to the heavens, almost as if it was it. Defeat. Ethan Pinnock tried his best to get back. Andre Blake was already midway his half. Attacker Thomas Rodriguez, I believe his name was, pulled it around Andre Blake, tucked it away in the back of the net. Jamaica 4-1 down, game done and dusted. So that's my rating. Oh, yeah, we have 2 more players that deserve rating. Cephas. So Cephas came on. It was very difficult for Cephas to be any worse than Casey Palmer, but he managed to get himself 3. I'm going to give him 3.5. I'll give him 3.5. Yeah, so Ronaldo Cephas coming off the bench for the second half. He earned himself 3.5 out of 10 rating. And I think Jamaica's best player on the evening was Kaheem Dixon. I'm going to give him 6.5 out of 10. So Kaheem Dixon, 6.5 out of 10. He came on, he was bright. He looked as if he wanted to win this game. Even down to the last minute, he was trying to get Jamaica back into it. And that's the sort of hunger, that's the sort of spirit we're trying to see, or we want to see from all the Jamaican players. Hopefully, they can take a page from Kaheem Dixon's book. They can look at the young man and see inspiration in his attitude towards the national team, and we can see that emulated for the games to come. So Kaheem Dixon, Jamaica's highest rated player on the evening, 6.5 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for Jamaica's second highest rated player, and that's Amari Bell, primarily because he got the goal for Jamaica to get it up to 2-1. Now, I need to speak about the Panama attacker, Ishmael Diaz. I'm going to give him, and I know I usually don't mention opposition teams or their players when I'm giving the ratings for the Jamaican team, but I need to speak about this player. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 because he didn't play the full 90 minutes. That's the only reason he's getting 9 out of 10. He was a thorn in the feet of Jamaican defenders all evening. Once he came off the pitch, it's almost as if the Jamaican defenders were rejoicing. And it's almost as if he didn't even break a sweat. A first half hat-trick. He made it look easy, especially that second goal. Pulled it far side. Andre Blake beaten like hopeless. Andre Blake, I know he would be saying he should have been doing better, but that's what good attackers do. They realize that goalkeepers aren't positioned properly, probably not able to go down quick enough, and by the time you're able to set, the ball is passing you. So Andre Blake, maybe he should have done better. Maybe he's kicking himself this morning, but all credit to Ishmael Diaz, the Panama attacker, who got that first half hat-trick. I think it was a big performance from him, and as such, I'm mentioning him in this video. 9 out of 10 for the play. I think he was the best player on the park for the evening. Panama midfield as well, they look good. They toyed with the Jamaican team all evening, and I think Coach Steve McLaren and whomever it is that's in that technical team for the Jamaica team, you need to do a whole lot more. You need to do some work. You're getting paid a lot. We're not seeing it reflected in the way the Jamaican team is playing. But those are my player ratings for Jamaica versus Panama. Let's hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say. Would you give Casey Palmer more than 2 out of 10? Does Ronaldo Cephas deserve more than 3? Kaim Dixon is 6.5, good enough. Andre Blake, am I being too lenient giving him 5 out of 10? Answer all those questions for me below this video. And remember, like, share, and subscribe. Halftime TV here saying have a wonderful rest of your day and have a wonderful rest of your week. Until next time, peace.